welcome to your weekly overview from the Cosmo. Right, as you can see, I've gone back to the old way of placing the cards and I've turned them around in a different direction. Get my brain into gear for once, hey. So hopefully, I still kind of think that they look nicer when I do the daily when they are closer, but to do a weekly overview, it allows me to put 5 cards out that you can actually see, and I can put them out a little bit more clearly. So the overall concept of the week is the Knight of Cups. We have Monday, which is the Nine of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Swords and the Four of Wands. So this week is a week where we're waiting for the movement and we're going to see the movement. And I have done a video for the weekend, but briefly, I'm doing this on Saturday with a cracking headache, and it could be because I've started a juicing diet, but I do say to people also, with Jupiter talking to Saturn, big planets that talk, I have found before that people can find that they do get headaches for some reason. It can be the alignments of the planets taking 12 years and 29 years to get to that one spot, to have that dance, to have that conversation. So, Saturday the 24th and Sunday, that Jupiter is a trine, and remember what I've said about trine, it's supporting something, it's reaching out, it's about things falling into place. The moon has activated this, so it's a time now where it's a bit like the dust is starting to settle, things are starting to come back down. Jupiter is asking for growth in a way, it's prospering, it's happiness, it's luck. Saturn is the stabilizer on the bike, the structure, the solidness. Saturn is your father, the wise gentleman, the man that kind of knows everything, the person that you go to with the fountain of knowledge, but he means business. So it's taking stock this weekend. Jupiter is all about your home and family, your property, and Jupiter's in Cancer till about 16th, 17th of July. So we're still on the roll of property, renovations, parents, roommates, growth and protection, the rooted part of your life. Saturn is in Scorpio, so it may play out in attractions, divorce, life, death, passings, reproductive needs, your loans, your money, your tax, your inheritance. So in some way you might find that you expand your world this weekend to do with that, but I do have a sense that it's a lot money related, family and property related. What are you committing to? What can you let go? We've had such a stampede and such a rush. A lot of people there have been accidents, there have been unpredictabilities, and people have felt a little bit knocked by that. And I guess we all rushed with Mars going direct, hoping that we would all meet the traffic jams alive, but really Mars is still getting off the runway. Mars will take time to get off the ground, and you should see him flying off the ground in June. So give him chance to, Red Bull give him wings, give him chance to fly. And at the moment he's still walking and gathering speed, but next week or this week, as I do this for you, from the 26th onwards will be when we'll start to get to see that alignment. So you're looking for structure, you're looking for things to be stable or stabilizers around, maybe it's your mortgage or your finances, and that's the kind of role or how we're playing this role at the moment. What I'm looking at this week is we have the moon going into Taurus when it gets towards Monday, so that's more practical. Taurus rules your income, it's love, money, or the money flow. So our money flow, when we get into that Taurus energy again, we'll all be thinking income and money around the Monday, Tuesday. Venus is the female, remember, so again Taurus likes food, it likes taste, it likes luxury, it likes 5 stars. Now at the end of this week we have the new moon in Gemini, we have Mercury going into Cancer, and we have Venus going into Taurus. Taurus loves love, it will excel, everyone will be loved up. When Venus is in Taurus, it wants 5 stars, it wants beauty, it likes nice food, nice wine, nice holidays. It looks to feel good, we like to feel good, that solid earthy approach. You want the flowers to look nice, you want everything to look beautiful in your life. So we're going to spend from next week the whole 30 days within that. A lot of Taurians will excel in business and work, ways to make money, but you out there will be attracting love and attracting things in the bigger sense. May the 28th is when we have that new moon coming into Gemini, and this is about your dance card when I talk about the Gemini aspect. The card of the week, it's about the movement that's coming in through our minds, our thoughts. It's all about agreements, writings, flirtatiousness with Gemini, transport, neighbours, short trips, vehicles, brothers, sisters. It's a boost in that arena of life, new ideas, books, columns, being offered jobs, writing. It's that kind of creative aspect that you're all going to find the flow of. When I deal with the cards, like the card of the week is, you can just about see it because the light's shining on it, it's the Knight of Cups. Now the Knight represents somebody coming towards you in love. It represents offers. Everything is coming in, and that's the card of the week. So when you have the card of the week or the overall aspect of the week, it's about offers, it's about agreements. Knight of Cups is something being offered towards you, whether it's romantic, whether it's that night out, whether it's that agreement, whether it's that job. So it's a week where the offers are coming in, and I have said I do think it's a week of people getting more clarity. So the Nine of Wands on Monday is your higher mind, your thinking around every situation, because it'll be going into a Taurus moon. You'll be looking at the practical approach in some form, in some way, and the practical approach is about get grounded, get solid, stability really. With Taurus, you like stability, and as you start to move forward here, you know, the Page of Cups is very much for me the communication. Tuesday, Wednesday, communication is really going to start to come in. Doorways will open, people will hear from people, you'll hear about that job, you'll hear about that interview. Things will start to really get clarity. Page of Cups, Page is generally communication. It can mean children, it can mean a minor, it can mean children, but generally this is about communication. And with this card here, the offers and agreements coming in, it's telling you there'll be a lot of talk and thought action. Here we've got the Knight of Swords. Now the Knight of Swords is always about movement, and that will be on Wednesday with the new moon in Gemini. So it'll create a lot more movement for everybody and a lot more boost in those writings. And funny enough, myself, yeah, I did have not an issue with a neighbour. Let's just say she feels like, you know, people shouldn't park where she wants them to park, and that was neighbour related for me this week. I've had to do a few short trips around my local area, and again that's Gemini, short trips, distance travel coming in. It also rules vehicles, so if you're around family as well, brothers, sisters, having negotiations, talking to them, finding out how they're going on. Now there is a Sun Moon square to Neptune around the new moon. Now remember what I said about squares. Squares are obstacles, squares are on the dance floor, square will kick your shin, square will put obstacles. He doesn't dance, he doesn't play fair. So a square means that there would be an obstacle, and Neptune in the 12th house is the obstacle to a degree. Now I kind of think it'll just mellow out the Gemini new moon. I think it'll be about reality checks and maybe not seeing the bigger picture. Maybe you might be in a little bit of a disillusionment about what you're agreeing to, what someone's talking to. It can mean sometimes deception. So if you're having agreements or talks, what I would say, just be careful of that Neptune, that you're not being deceived in some way. Neptune sometimes is let's dream, let's listen to the music, let's relax, let's be inspired, bring on the aspiration. So on a positive note, it can bring on that whole creative side on a dreamy level, but I do think it'll make more contact, dreamy, more drifting sense instead of more direct, which Gemini is. But I have said delusions, I'm not say secrets, but I do feel sometimes you don't always see the bigger picture. Neptune can be fog. So if you're having conversations with people about business, about relationships, anything in general, with Neptune around it, yeah, the obstacle is you mightn't see the bigger picture. So just be clear with that. 4 Wands at the end of the week, fantastic card, because that is about house and home. It can mean date night, it can mean doing things to property. It generally means someone is coming into your life on a positive level, and it can mean new romantic energies. So also we'll be going, as we approach the weekend, we'll be going into the Cancerian moon, we'll be going into Mercury in Cancer, we'll have Venus and Taurus. So the end of the week is date night, the end of the week is people coming in and opening the door around relationships. You might even meet someone new, but it is a time where I kind of think that that's going to be flowing in. Now remember, Mars in Libra, this is about, you know, very much trying to align relationships for us, business partnerships, clients. So it's already got that kind of undertone or flow to it where things are being very positive. Mars in Libra till July is trying to get everybody in the right and correct relationship, or to have balance in your relationship. You know, the steam will be rising when Mars goes into Scorpio second half of July. That's when the Vavavoom comes in. But this is, remember, Mars they'll be a little bit pushy. You'll all feel at the moment like you want it yesterday. And it is about taking an ease, taking a flow, taking a steady path around this. You know, it's important. Venus in Taurus will give you everything good, everything nice, everything sweet. It will make you feel loved, it will make you attractive. I've only just started going back on a diet, so again I'm really wanting to change things in my life. It's about me, making me feel good, the Aries, your identity, who you are. So this week is about things starting to change. Watch that deception, watch things hidden. I will say with that Neptune, it will make you more dreamy. And dreamy can be good to a degree, because I kind of think dreamy is a more romantic energy when Gemini is normally more brain orientated. So I do think it will be a week of you rethinking the higher mind, new skills, new ideas. Remember, Gemini is reinventions. Gemini is two minds. It brings in the quirkiness, the funniness, the lighter side. Geminis like laughter. They're quite quick-witted, quick-thinking. So your mental mind will be overboard, because June is going to bring in a lot of Venus energy. There's going to be Venus days, and I'll go into them. Venus days, we'll like them. Venus days are either money days or love days, and there'll be 4 or 5, I do think, in June, even from, I think the first one could be around the 4th of June, so we're already starting to get there. But this week is when, yeah, Red Bull gives you wings. This next week is new moons are new ideas for 2 weeks. The whole 2 week is a great new ideas, pushing that business out, going for interviews, getting it, sealing it, especially in June with those Venus days, money days, congratulations. You're really starting to get off the landing pad. Remember the key card, that key card is very much for me, something coming in, something offered towards you. The higher mind is saying think about it on Monday. Taurus, value money, communication opening, things starting to really get quick and take off the bat this week. Right, I'm going to cut that short, and I will try and add on to that a little bit for each sign for next week, because someone has passed comment, you do like the signs, and so I will see that I can add it on to the weekly overview of what's coming in. Know that it is going to be a great week. Don't expect too much all within days when Mars goes direct. Allow him to gather speed, because June will be the month that I do feel a lot of you will be happy with. July is where we're heading up to, because second half of July no planets will be retrograde, so really July has been the safe haven, the island. We're swimming towards that, but this is about now you having reality checks. June will be, you're going to want respect. June will be that you're going to not put up or shut up with how people have spoke to you and how things have been in the past. This is going to be the new you in June. You're going to want a whole lot more than you've had before, and that's going to be about, hang on a minute, how are you talking to me, how are you speaking to me? I don't kind of think that I want that. I want respect. I want you to behave in a kind of different manner. So we're good at June. Spoon is going to be quite a juicy month, to say the least, but we're heading near the end of the month now where things are really starting to take shape. 4 wands can mean, yeah, house moves for some of you, or thinking about house moves. 4 wands can mean, you know, a romantic partner, somebody coming in, there's a male, or it's a card of celebration, put it that way. So at the end of the month we're all going to be celebrating 28th to 30th. It's a good week ahead. Have a fantastic week. Know that life is changing, and it is going to start to finally take shape after many months, where the last 6 or 7 months your life has been stuck. Wait to see what happens next. Have a wonderful week ahead, and thank you for listening to The Cosmo. Hello and welcome, dear Taurus, for your weekly Cosmic Wave for May the 26th. I hope you are all well and enjoying the daily Cosmo that I have been putting out. This alignment this week is about things picking up speed, because you're going to have Venus going into your sign. at the end of the month. It's about the 29th, so there's a lot of nice changes that are coming for you. You've got the Ace of Wands, the Justice card, and the Ace of Pentacles, and hopefully you've listened to the previous video that I'm attaching to this, which will be the weekly overview in general. But these three cards, and what I have to say, are about for Taurians in particular and this week ahead. In your emotional sector, this is the Ace of Wands, so for you in particular, this is about something about to blossom, something having the ability to grow. For a lot of Taurians at the moment, what's going to be happening is that as we come towards this week in particular, you're looking at what you can commit to and what you can end on a romantic or a marriage partner. So you've all been drifting, and with the eclipses, been very unsure about your needs, your wants, where you're going, very unstable. You're coming into a great period of change now. For a lot of Taurians, it should be about new work or more responsibility within your work. But you're also going to be looking at, do you have the confidence? Are you ready? Am I nearly there yet? Yes, you're nearly there when it comes towards committing to another person. This is a slow build-up for you between now and September at the latest, but I do feel here that you are really reconsidering and re-looking at what you can commit to. It's about, you've had this big wave washing over you for Taurians around letting go of the past. The eclipse has been helping you to shed the past hurts, the past fears, the past doubts that you've knocked you backwards, the doubt that has held you back from moving forwards in life. The cards this week are lovely cards. And in your emotional sector with the Ace of Wands, look at how something's blossoming, look at how something's growing. So this has the ability now to let a relationship blossom and grow in some way. I sometimes think that when the serpent is wrapped around that in some way, it can mean that you're wrapped around somebody. Try not to strangle them with that wrapping around, try not to be too controlling, but everything is blossoming. So if you allow and release a little bit more and allow someone in, dear Taurus, you have the ability in your emotional level to let go of the hold of control, of holding back this week. You have the ability to want to give and receive when it comes towards relationships in a big way. The Justice card is coming in your communication sector. So the Justice is about, it's Libra, it's about balance. So you're going to communicate in a more balanced way instead of maybe controlling or holding back. This week your communication sector is the Justice card. So again, it will be about balance. If you're dealing on a business level, it'll be the balance of that. It could be looking at the paperwork, Justice, Libra, paperwork, documentation. It's about looking at making sure that everything is fair if you're dealing with it on a business level or a client level rather than a romantic partner. So it has that ability, but know that Justice is about justice. It's legal, it's fair. When it comes towards your work and finance sector, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So that again is another fantastic card. Aces of money, Pentacles of money. It's new growth. It has the ability for you to work for yourself, to do something. Any projects that you've been thinking about, this Gemini new moon this week has the ability. The new moon for Taurus is in about your possessions, your income, your finances, so it's going to push you to make more money, to value money, to get more money. It's about also for Taurians, as well as ending romantic partners or looking at romance in a big way, it's cementing something long term. So those offers or decisions with key people this week is a major turning point for you, and it is a turning point for the better. The cards speak for themselves. This is about opening up. This is about blossoming and around a relationship, but it's about releasing that hold. It's letting someone in. It's opening them up. So I hope that has helped, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, dear Taurus. Know that change is in the air and have the confidence in yourself to make that change. Until next week's forecast, have a wonderful week ahead.